Hey. Come in here. Come on. It's too tight, I wanna have my fucking fun. I think I'm not really sure where I'm from. Never let a nigga pay me like I'm dumb. Come on, come in. I'm too solid for that fake shit, bitch. I'm trying free. Bitches down bad for they man. Nigga tryna free. He got that fucking struck on me, that nigga really scream. On my eye, really shit, you kinda blurry through the smoke. I got you like a Latino, you won't see me going broke. Why they claiming me my friends, but no, I do not know them folks. They ain't really saying shit, they only talking out they throat. Niggas is sorry, niggas is bitch, baby. Come in. Come on. We lit today, y'all. You gotta jump through a hole. I really think these niggas is gay. I got niggas on my back. Trying to double back. Come on. Come in here, y'all. We lit tonight. We got a lot to talk about. Let's talk. Play me like I'm dumb. Have some fucking fun. I hope y'all got your tequila. Hey. Never let a nigga. Let's get into it. We lit tonight, y'all. It's up. It's up. Let me get my little notebook. Y'all know how I do with my notes. Sister, don't get it. Come on, come in here. I'm gonna die a natural way to a weapon. Look, okay, we back tonight. Y'all ain't think I was coming back. That's why y'all taking so long to get in here. Y'all ain't think I was coming back to back like this, but guess what? We on a fucking roll, okay? We on a roll, okay? We going back to back to back to back to back to back. Okay, we here. We got the tequila with us. We got the notebook with the lesson plan. We know what we finna talk about. Where y'all at? Y'all need to come on in here. Y'all take it too long, and it's time. It's time. Come on, come on, come on, come in here, y'all. It's time. I see them think it's time to wax. These bitches usually on their back. Come on, come in here, y'all. We got a lot to talk about. Okay, lesson plan. Yeah, already here. This to check my wrist, bitch. Stick. Come on, come in, y'all. Y'all know what we do. Y'all know what we here to do. I'm trying to get another phone. Take it one step at a time. You gotta crawl before you walk. Don't end up in between that y'all. Don't end up in between that y'all. Hey, we lit, y'all. Look, we lit tonight. Where y'all at? Y'all ain't think I was coming back to back like that, but we back to back. Okay, what's up? Y'all thought I was gonna take a little break. I'm under the weather, but guess what? Guess where I'm at? I'm here with y'all. What's up? Like the live while y'all up here, okay? I'm under the weather. I'm here with y'all though, so what's up? Y'all already know what we here to do. We here to talk about things that really matter, okay? Conspiracy theories, whatever the case may be, false light trap, okay? And I really want to talk about these targeted individuals, okay? I don't want to say the word, but it's a word. Let's talk about them, because is it deep, is it spiritual, or is it mental health? Let me know. What's up, y'all? We already lit in here, okay? Like the live while y'all up here. We was playing a banger before y'all came. It's time. Y'all know what we talk about. We talk about the false light trap. We talk about conspiracy theories. We are in conspiracy theory enthusiasts, okay? What's up, Taya? Hey. You ain't ready part 2. What's up? Like the live while y'all up here. Y'all already know what the fuck going on, okay? Tap in, because we finna be lit tonight. We got a lot to talk about. Yeah, come in. Tell them come on. Tell everybody to come on. Come on. It's time. And like the live. Shout out to Leela. That's my girl. She's so smart and tapped in. Y'all gotta tap in with her. Come on. It's time. Shout out to Unfiltered Matrix. That's my girl. Hey. Never miss a beat. Bitch on concrete. Look, I hope y'all got y'all tequila on hand. Shout out to Unplugged Matrix. Taya, I'm doing amazing today. Today was actually, you know, I've been under the weather today, but guess what? I'm here with y'all. Y'all see where I'm at, okay? I might be a little under the weather, but I'm here with y'all, okay? This is where I want to be, okay? This is my path. This is where I'm supposed to be at, okay? Like the live while y'all up here. Y'all already know what the fuck we doing tonight. Y'all know we finna get into some shit. We don't play. We don't play games. We talk about stuff that really matter. We not talking about the division type of things. We talk about stuff that really matter, okay? We got a little tiny bit of a lesson plan, but I kind of wanted y'all to, like, you know, have a little bit more input than I let y'all normally have. Y'all know what we finna talk about. I really wanted to talk about targeted individuals. Put a 1 in the chat if y'all ever heard of targeted individuals or if y'all know about what that is, okay? I'm not a targeted individual, okay? So don't get me wrong when it comes to that. But we talking about everything that really matter, you know? False light trap. Don't get caught in the motherfucking trap, okay? You ain't ready part 2, so you know what a targeted individual is. Okay, if y'all don't know what a targeted individual is, y'all need to go look it up. Basically, it's a whole huge, humongous group of people who all feel like they are being targeted by some type of government conspiracy kind of thing. And I really wanted to know what y'all opinion was about it, because I kind of felt like one half of me feel like it's a little bit spiritual with the targeted individual thing, and then there's another half of me that kind of feel like, you know, that mental health thing that, you know, start with a S and end with a schizophrenia. That thing, I kind of feel like it might be that. You know, I kind of want to know what y'all opinion is. And we came to talk about the false light trap. We came to talk about manifestation. I came to put y'all on to some great, amazing, fantastic YouTube channels that will really push you in the right direction, in my sovereign opinion. If you don't know who I am, my name is GermanyBadd with the 2 D's. I'm the people's favorite unicorn mermaid princess, okay? And I talk about all things conspiracy theory enthusiasts love to talk about, okay? I'm deep down in the rabbit hole. I love the rabbit hole. It's my comfort spot, okay? Comfort place. So let's get into it. Let's get into it. I really wanted y'all to have a little bit more input tonight, but if y'all don't know what y'all want to talk about, that's cool, because I got a whole lot of things that we could talk about. And if you got your tequila, and if you don't know about me, I love tequila. That's my favorite homegirl. This is my bestie, for real. If y'all love the tequila or you got some, take a shot with me right now before we get into the whole knowledge of it all, the whole gnosis of it all. If you don't know what Gnosticism is, then gnosis is the base root word of Gnosticism, and that means knowledge. If you want a little knowledge tonight, then stay in the chat, like the live. If you didn't like the live already, why you being so mean? Why you being so rude? Okay? I'm under the weather and I'm here with y'all because this is my favorite place to be. So let's get into it, everybody. Let's take a shot. We lit tonight, y'all. I feel good. And I use my free will to tie my scarf like this. I never tied my scarf like this in my whole life, but I wanted to use my free will to be a little bit bohemian tonight. Is it giving bohemian? Put a 1 in the chat if it's giving bohemian. I be talking about Jesus a lot and a whole lot of stuff like that, and they be on my ass. Mainly that's what my live be about. They just be on my ass, and I can just go back and forth with the devil's advocates of the Christian community. I don't want to do that tonight. I just want to talk about things that really matter, where people that's meant to be here that know exactly what I'm talking about. And if they don't know what I'm talking about, I definitely want to let them know what I'm talking about. Like the live while y'all up here, because if not, what's your problem? Why you so mean? Why you so rude? Why you got an attitude? Y'all know my manager be on my ass. Oh, Michael Diaz. That's my dog, y'all. You different, you spiritual like that. I'm walking with my phone in my hand, it's off, and all of a sudden I hear this voice, and I thought I was tweaking. Turns out you on my screen. You scary mom. Damn, Michael Diaz, you know what that mean? That mean you meant to be here. I love that. Oh, well, let me screenshot that just so I can have it for my memories. That mean you meant to be here, Michael Diaz. I feel like anybody who show up here and they still here, even the Christian Bible loving humans, when they come here, they meant to be here too. Cause y'all know they talk a lot of shit, but they end up staying. They end up staying. But shout out to you, Michael Diaz. You my new dog. You know, you part of the team now. I can't say I'm mad though. Well, I'm glad you here, Michael Diaz. Pop Daniels, shout out to you. That's my dog too, y'all. Shout out to him. We talking about everything that matter, Pop Daniels. You know how we do. I kind of wanted to talk about targeted individuals. Have you ever heard of that? Put a 1 in the chat, Pop Daniels, if y'all ever heard of targeted individuals. If you don't know what that is, it's basically like a huge, humongous, gigantic group of people who they feel like they're being targeted by some type of government type of conspiracy, and basically like it's like they feel like demons and shit is after them and stuff like that. And I kind of feel like, I don't know, like it's a lot of people who shun them and say that they schizophrenic. I don't want to say the real word, but y'all know what I mean. It's a lot of people that say that those people are schizophrenic, but in my sovereign opinion, I don't know, it really might be deeper than that, and I would like to know what y'all think about it. Never heard of it. Oh, you mean psychosis? I mean, I guess you could call it psychosis. You know what I mean? A lot of, and see, that's another thing, right? We was last night, I don't know if anybody else was up here, but we was talking about Young Pharaoh and Polite and Nature Boy and all of those spiritual black gurus, right? That ended up somehow falling off, and just something happened to them, and now their mental health is all over the place, especially the young pharaohs of the world, right? I kind of feel like it kind of is like hand in hand. It's like, have y'all ever heard of spiritual psychosis? Do y'all know about spiritual psychosis? Because I have seen a couple different videos and examples, like I just named, of individuals who went through the whole spiritual psychosis. And I want to know if y'all think it's really psychosis, or if it's really some type of archons or opposition trying to fuck with their mental. What y'all think? Real talk though, you said something about the light trap in last live. What you meant by that? And hope your day was perfect. Michael Diaz, that is a beautiful question. I would love to explain what I meant. So boom, let's get into it. Oh, Pop Daniels, I'm gonna talk about MK Ultra real quick after I talk about this whole false light trap for Michael. So boom, Michael, this is my sovereign opinion. Now, before, this is a disclaimer before I start talking about my opinion. I want everybody in the chat to know that this is my sovereign opinion. You do not have to agree with it. I actually don't want you to agree with everything that I say. I want you to be a sovereign individual just like me, and take your own opinion, listen to what people say, and say, I take that part as truth and I throw everything else away. Do that for yourself. Don't follow me. I'm not trying to be your guru or your leader. I'm just trying to tell you a little bit of information that I feel like resonates very well with me. Okay, so when we talk about this false light trap, it gets very deep, and I don't want to scare you. Okay, I don't want to scare nobody, but the truth of the matter is, it need to be discussed and talked about. The reason why it need to be discussed and talked about, think about all the different ancestors who have cared so much about transcending this death realm. If you think about the Egyptians and stuff like that, they were literally obsessed with learning how to transcend this death realm. Okay, the reason why, in my sovereign opinion, is because there's a whole backstory when it comes to the monad and Sophia and the demiurge. And if you don't know about the monad or Sophia or the demiurge, put a 1 in the chat and I will give the whole backstory of it all, okay? But we're going to start from the demiurge. If y'all do know who the demiurge is, he kind of is He was mistakenly made by Sophia. Okay, she gave birth to she was so infatuated with the idea of creation that she wanted to create on her own. She didn't have the permission of true God source, and so she just still decided to do it on her own. Now we love Sophia, don't get me wrong, okay? Shout out to Sophia. She ain't know no better. She didn't know what she was doing, okay? She gave birth, basically got herself pregnant. And if you think of like incest, getting yourself pregnant is kind of like extreme incest. So that's basically what she did. She did like some extreme form of incest where she got herself pregnant with this being. Now, when she gave birth to this being had the head of a lion and the body of a snake. Clearly, it was malformed, deformed, fucked up, mentally, you know, not all the way straight, okay? But she gave birth to this being, and then she realized, damn, I fucked up. I made a mistake. I shouldn't have did it like this. What I'm gonna do, you know? So she said, I'm gonna take this being and I'm gonna banish him to this realm over here with this firmament over top of it. Now, I go back and forth with a whole lot of Bible thumping people, Bible loving people and whatnot. And in my opinion, that God of their Bible is this God, that God or entity that I'm talking about, okay? So Sophia, she banished this being to the realm that we in right now, Earth, okay? Earth with the motherfucking dome on the top. If you are a Christian and you don't believe that it's a dome, or a firmament, which is in your Bible, then you lost in the sauce, okay? You lost, and you don't need to be lost. You need to be on track, okay? So boom. She banished this being to this realm that we in right now under this firmament. Boom. Now this being is here, and he like, damn, like I'm God, bitch. I'm big dog. I'm a gangster. You know, ain't nobody bigger than me. But he didn't know no better. He didn't know that it was a source that was greater than him. He didn't know that. So you think the Earth is flat? You know what? I wouldn't necessarily consider it flat. But it's not a globe, in my opinion, okay? The whole, go watch, dang, what's the movie? Oh, Fly Me to the Moon, okay? That's not fiction, okay? In my sovereign opinion, okay? Allegedly, don't sue me, bitch, but allegedly, in my sovereign opinion, that movie is based off 100% facts. That movie is basically about how the United States wanted to win the race to the moon so bad that they went to Hollywood and filmed everything in Hollywood to make it seem like we beat everybody and we was the big dogs of the whole shit. Okay, that's not, you know, it wasn't real. In my sovereign opinion, allegedly. Please don't nobody sue me. I'm late to the party. What's up, Huncho man? We glad you here. We glad you made it. But if the world's flat, but is the world flat in your opinion? See, I wouldn't necessarily say flat, but it definitely, in my opinion, my sovereign opinion, has a firmament over it. If we want to talk about what a firmament is, if you a Bible believer, exempt the earners. If you are a Bible believer, then you should believe your Bible, right? And in your Bible, it talk about how there is a firmament over this realm, okay? So I agree with that. I agree with that part of your Bible. You're a flat earther, LOL. I wouldn't necessarily say flat earther, though. I wouldn't say that. See, this is my opinion when it comes to flat earth and outer space and stuff like that. I think when people say outer space, I think that they mean the space outside of the whole ice wall. Okay, so we know that it's an ice wall, and in my sovereign opinion, okay, I guess flat earthers would agree with me. More than likely they would agree with me. There's a firmament here, and then there's a ice wall. Okay, we know about the ice wall. Operation High Jump, go look it up. Okay, look it up if you don't believe me. Operation High Jump, Admiral Byrd, go look him up too. He was able to reach these outer space areas. Okay, so when I say outer space, I don't mean outer space this way. I mean outer space this way, like outside of the ice wall. So we surrounded by this ice wall. They got us entrapped, and they got us in all these fucking financial issues. They got us waking up thinking about finances all day long. All we could think about is how to pay our fucking bills and taxes, and how to pay for shit at our kids' schools, and pay for this and pay for that with fake made up money and all this kind of stuff. Where are we? Is there a dome? If there's a dome, is the clouds fake? No, it's clouds. Just like if you was to have a water bottle with some dirt and some grass and shit in the inside, and then you had dropped some water in there as if it was raining, then it would be condensation, right? Condensation make this clouds, right? That's what make the clouds. So that just even more proof that it's a dome. It's a dome over us, so that's why the condensation is able to make these clouds over top of us and cause the precipitation. My sovereign opinion. So you need to own that you're a flat earther. Exempt to the earners. That is, you know what? You're right. I do need to own it. I need to stand on shit when it comes to what I really think, but I wouldn't necessarily consider it flat though. So that's why I wouldn't consider myself a flat earther, but I'm not a glober. If that's a word, I'm not a glober, because I feel like I said, it is a dome or a firmament over top, just like y'all Bible say. Okay, it's a dome or a firmament, and then there's this flat plane that we all are on, and we got the sun and the moon goes around this dome that's on top of us and whatnot. But then underneath is some underneath stuff too, but it's not a globe like, oh, it's some stuff underneath under the bottom part of the globe. No, I don't think that it's like that. I think it's more so like inner earth, right? And inner earth is a place too. Like I said, go look up Admiral Byrd. If y'all don't know who Admiral Byrd is, you need to go look him up so y'all can see exactly what I'm trying to talk about. He went to the North Pole. He wrote his whole experience and everything. It was the North Pole. He found some type of entrance at the North Pole where he went inside, and now he's in the inner earth. So I do believe it's an inner earth as well. So I wouldn't necessarily say flat earth like it's just flat, nothing else at the bottom. I think it's something at the bottom too. But you're right, I should start owning it. You talking about the Anunnaki when you saying beings, ma, or something else entirely? No. So when I'm saying okay, so when I told this whole creation story about the demiurge and Sophia and whatnot, and the demiurge, in my sovereign opinion, is the God of the Bible, right? So he's the one that's the jealous God. He's the one who flooded the whole world and killed all the people. He's the one who required sacrifice and who told people to cut the skin off of their meat and whatnot. That one, the one who said he the jealous one, he's the jealous God and all that type of stuff. That God, or that book that I'm talking about, I feel like he particularly is the demiurge. They will call him the demiurge, and then he has workers underneath him, which he created, in my opinion, and those workers are the archons. The archons are the ones, the entities, or not even spirits, because they don't have spirit. They're entities or parasites who feed off of living human beings. Okay, so we living human beings, they harvest our mainly negative emotions. They can harvest positive emotions too, love and all that. So that's why you don't really supposed to get too attached to anything, but they can harvest all of those type of emotions, and they mainly harvest the negative ones. So when you stressed out and you going through it and you worried about getting some money and fake money that's not even just this shit just made up, they got you worried about that shit, and then they got you watching the news with all the dark shit going on, and then they got you hating the opposite race of yourself. So say if you black and you hate white people, they got you hating white people, and you a woman, so you a feminist and you hate men, and they got all this division tactics set up so that you can be stressed out through your whole life. And so now you stressed out and through your whole life, and all you can do is just sit there and stress, and all they do is harvest all that stress from you, because that's the only way that they can live. Okay, they can't live no other way. Check your DM. I'm gonna check it. What's up, Ty? Shout out to you. Fake clouds, fake sun, fake moon. Oh, if y'all want to talk about the moon, we can talk about the moon now. Okay, if y'all don't know, I've been talking about this for the past like maybe 2 lives, but I got hypnosis / past life regression with this woman named Rising Phoenix or Aurora. okay? And I really had a good feeling about her at first, okay? And the class was a whole lot of money. I ain't even gonna tell you how much money it was, but it was a lot, okay? The program, not class, but program. So and I feel like it was legit and legitimate. I feel like everything that I really seen with my own third eye, and you know, it felt real. But now I just got a whole different feeling about her because I seen on Rumble she made this video talking about the moon, and she like, oh, the moon is benevolent and it's good, and then she start getting all political and shit. And I feel like anybody that y'all want to listen to, like me, I don't want to be your guru, I don't want to be your teacher, I don't want to be none of that. I just want to talk about stuff that matter, you know, maybe plant a seed in your mind that make you look up some information or something like that. Don't follow everything that I say as a truth, because tomorrow I might come across some information that make me change my whole opinion about whatever the case may be. Okay, right now I feel like I know exactly where I'm going and I know how to get there. But there are times when you learn information and you change your mind. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like, me personally, when I found out that she was talking about the moon being benevolent and good and all this kind of stuff, I was just like, no, like, I don't even can't fuck with you no more, bro. Like, I can't even fuck with you no more, Aurora, bitch. What you got going on? You talking about the moon is benevolent. In my sovereign opinion, I don't feel like the moon is benevolent. I feel like it is artificial, made up by the archons, just like the pyramids. In my sovereign opinion, the Egyptians inherited the pyramids from the archons, and they utilized them to the best of their abilities. But I don't feel like they created the pyramids or they made the pyramids. That's some archonic ass fucking technology. Where were we? And I'm under the weather, y'all, and I'm here with y'all, so like to live while y'all up here. So how do the aliens get here if there is a dome? Okay, so if we want to talk about that, y'all remember Hitler, right? We know Hitler. Now, I don't care about your opinion, your negative opinion about Hitler or your positive opinion about Hitler or whatever the case may be. Hitler, in my opinion, I feel like he had a foresight of what was the truth of what was going on with the Jewish community. Okay, and I ain't gonna say no more because I don't want them to shadow ban me or sue me, okay? But in my sovereign opinion, I feel like Hitler had some type of insight when it comes to the deep depths of the toxicity that a certain group of people will bring into the world, okay? So when he did his whole Hitler was a part of the whole Operation High Jump, right? But in my sovereign opinion, in Antarctica, we know that the Antarctic wall is all the way around. If you agree with me, you agree with me. If you don't, you don't. But in my opinion, it's all the way around, okay? And then there's a firmament on top, just like your Bible says, okay? Firmament on top, Icelandic fucking Antarctic fucking wall around it. It's fucking tall as fuck. They had Operation High Jump. We know there's a well-known story about the fact that Hitler was able to escape, okay? He was able to escape through the ice wall. So there is a certain location on the ice wall, in my sovereign opinion, that you can travel through and get right to the area outside, which I would consider outer space. When I say outer space, I'm not talking about outer space up there, none of that. I'm talking about outer space, like the outer space outside of the ice wall. Interesting. Are you religious? No, I'm not religious at all, but I am very spiritual and very sovereign. Okay, sovereign. You talking about the Anunnaki when you say being, or you talking about something else entirely? I don't think she's religious at all. I'm not religious. How do the Anunnaki get inside if there's a dome then? Oh, that's very easy. So that's exactly what I was just saying. When I think of outer space, I don't think of outer space up. I think of outer space outside of these ice walls. So we are in a dome like this, and then there's an ice wall around us like this, and that's enclosing us like this. There is space and resources outside of this ice wall, land and all that kind of stuff, that's where they reside. And then they come through the ice wall, or whatever the case may be, however the fuck they make it through. Just like Hitler did. When Hitler escaped, in my sovereign opinion, he escaped through an opening in the ice wall that allowed him to get through outer space this way. Not outer space this way, but outer space outside of the ice wall. That's wild if she's not. No, I'm not religious at all. Who the heck is Sophia? Oh, we can talk about Sophia. So boom. If we talk about source, like when we keep talking about God and the Bible and stuff like that, right? I love Jesus, don't get me wrong, okay, but I'm not a Christian Bible fucking 100% supporter, okay? It's some stuff in the Bible that I look at as like symbols, and I agree with it, okay? In symbols though, not in necessarily real life, okay? So when it comes to Sophia, if you look at my opinion, my sovereign opinion, which you don't have to agree with, we have God, which we would consider in Gnostic sense the monad, okay? And then he has like somewhat of like a counterpart, which will be considered Sophia, okay? That's like the feminine somewhat of a counterpart to actual God, real source, big dog, big gangster shit, okay? No big dog bigger than him, okay? So then you have Sophia. She's, like I said, she is the feminine counterpart somewhat to God, real source. And she accidentally made that first mistake ever when she decided, she was so infatuated with the idea. She's basically like, this is me putting a little razzle dazzle on it, but she basically like, damn, daddy, like, you so good at creating, like, that shit turned me. I love that creative shit that you be doing. Like, damn, let me try. Let me see if I can do it. So she just on her own, like, damn, I love when daddy create. Like, damn, he's such a fucking big dog, you know? And so she decided to do it on her own. Okay, she decided, okay, I'm finna create some shit on my own. And then that's when she made the first mistake ever. That was the first mistake ever. Okay, but we still love Sophia. She didn't know no better. She tried to make her mistake right by coming down here and letting Eve know what was really going on. She basically came down here and said, look, Eve, baby, you got a divine spark within you. You think that God or that being who trying to tell you that he the big dog, baby, you're more powerful than him because you got a real divine spark within you. Okay, you got a real divine spark within you. So that's what it was really about. She's not religious. I was in here the other night. He's the reason why we are able to talk right now. Even archons, how do they get inside the dome? Okay, so when it comes to the demiurge or this false god that I'm telling y'all about, this false god has these beings that he created. So when he came here, he didn't know no better. He really dead ass thought that he was a god. He thought he was the big dog and won't no other big god bigger than him. But he didn't know that the whole situation with Sophia and the monad, he didn't know nothing about that shit. So he was lost in the sauce too. And he was like, you know what, fuck it, I'm God, bitch, I'm finna create some shit. So he decided, okay, I'm finna create some shit. And he made Adam and Eve. If you want to consider Adam and Eve, Taisha and Tyrone, it don't matter if you think they black, if you think they white. That's not even the bigger picture of it all. It don't matter. Let's just go with Taisha and Tyrone. Who care? Okay, so when he created these beings, he like, yeah, Taisha and Tyrone, y'all gonna listen to what I say. Don't eat from that motherfucking tree. Then Sophia looked down. She like, let me go see what the fuck my little badass fucking baby ass kid got going on, cause you know he not right in the head. So she looked down and she see what he got going on. She like, damn, I need to make this right because this is basically my fault. So she came down here as a snake or, you know, a serpent, and she let Eve or Taisha know what the real truth of it all was. You have a divine spark within you. You think that this God that's saying he a jealous God that want to kill everybody and do all this kind of stuff and make y'all put blood crosses on the doors and stuff like that for the newborn boys and firstborn boys and all this kind of stuff, that shit ain't right. So she basically came down here to set shit straight, but you know, that's what the story was in my opinion. Thank you, Ma. You on point with it. I heard about archons, but never really gave it thought. If y'all really want to look into something, it's a channel called Primeval, Primeval Mythology on YouTube. That is my new favorite YouTube channel. If y'all really want to get tapped in on what it is that I'll be talking about, that's what y'all need to watch. Y'all need to go look at that. Speaking division, there is definitely a psyop on the black community right now, dividing different African races from black Americans. Okay, so Pop Daniels, I feel like I know exactly what you're talking about, and I kind of feel like you're talking about like the Somali and then the Africans and stuff like that. But in my opinion, and I feel like I've been talking about this for the past like probably 2 lives, but I feel like in my opinion, when it comes to the whole racial division, conversation, it's like waste of time. So like I feel like the whole debate of it all is just a waste of time, because I feel like, for example, right, like when you die, okay, and the real thing that really matters is the whole false light trap, okay? Because when you die, that's what you gotta try to get through. You gotta try to transcend this whole death realm. If you can't transcend the death realm, your ass is gonna be tricked, manipulated, reincarnated again, and you're gonna be back on earth. And then not only that, by the time your ass get back on earth, they gonna put your ass with the whole you're gonna be forced in that lifetime. By then your ass is gonna be forced to have this whole moral link. I can't say the real word, y'all know what I'm talking about. The whole moral link, you're gonna be forced to have that, okay? And then when you're forced to have it, you are not gonna be able to die no more. So when you can't die no more, the reason why they don't want you to die no more is because they want to easily be able to harvest your energy forever, because they're parasites and they can't live without us, okay? So you're a human. If you're really a human, and they feeding off of your negative emotions mainly, then they want you to live forever. When you reincarnate, they want to finesse you into reincarnated again so they can keep feeding off your energy so they can keep living. And then not only that, but this whole moral link chip shit that they trying to do, they're gonna try to make it so that you can no longer die, okay? And that's dangerous, because if you can no longer die, then you don't even have the opportunity to try to transcend this whole death realm, such as Jesus. In my sovereign opinion, the whole resurrection of Jesus story in the Bible is about him transcending the death realm, or the false light trap that I keep trying to tell y'all about. Who do you believe in? I believe in Source. I love Source, okay? Real Source, though, not no demiurge or false god. I don't believe in a God who would have a bunch of motherfucking kids, create a bunch of motherfucking kids and say, you know what, you motherfuckers is not obeying me, so I'm finna kill all you bitches. I don't agree with that. That ain't no godly thing to me. Jealousy and shit, that's not godly. Putting blood on the door, blood cross on the door for the newborn sons, that's not godly to me. Requiring fucking you to cut your part of your meat off, the skin on your meat off, and sacrifice it to me, bitch, that don't seem godly to me, okay? So I ain't talking about that God. I'm talking about the real true source of it all. Where are we? Hitler created Orange Fanta. Okay. That's cool. I love Orange Fanta. Hitler, I don't know, y'all. I don't want to go too far deep with the Hitler conversation, because they gonna try to do something with my channel if I do some Hitler content. But sovereign opinion, Hitler, he had he could foreshadow what was going to happen with a certain group of people, and that's why he did what he did. And I'm not going to say I agree with it, but I'm definitely not going to say that I disagree with it, because I'm not going to say that. Because if y'all look at where we at right now, y'all know about AIPAC. If you don't know about AIPAC, please go look it up, okay? Because in the United States, our government is infiltrated, okay? Compromised, okay? Literally about 90-something% of our United States government is locked in with the motherfucking that group of people, the ooish people, okay? And we America, but we motherfucking the United States of that place, okay? So I don't want to get too deep into the politics because, like I said, we supposed to be sovereign individuals. We don't want to get too deep into the politics. But when some people that's supposed to be in charge or have your best interests at heart don't have your best interests at heart. And in my sovereign opinion, they don't have our best interests at heart if they all locked in, tapped in with APAC. Put a like on the live. Better be careful on that topic. Yeah. I'm gonna have to look up Operation High Jump. Yeah. What you being for reals about the ice wall and shit? I'm definitely being for real to Batman Gemini. You think I'm making it up? They was up here telling me that the whole blood cross on the door for the newborn boys and all that was made up. I know I didn't make that up. I can't make up something like that. Why would I make up something like that? They're like, you definitely didn't read the Bible because that's not in the Bible. It definitely is. Also, they come via the ice wall. My sovereign opinion, I do think so. The firmament has an opening. It does. It does. And it has an opening up at the top. And I think it have an opening at the ice wall area of it. No, cousin-in-law, what's up? You my cousin-in-law? Well, what's up? Do you think that your sovereign beliefs have benefited you in this life? You know what, Pop Daniels? I definitely think that my sovereign beliefs have benefited me in this life because I feel like that any sovereign individual or anybody who feel, who take their own opinion at heart and they throw away what don't resonate with them, I feel like those type of people are on the right track. If you decide to go the religious track, I think that that's when you get lost. If you decide to go the political track, I think that that's when you get lost. When you see these, like for example, young Pharaoh, right? He was a huge black spiritual guru for a lot of people. Then he started putting on the Make America Great hat again, talking about Trump this and Trump that, talking about the Jewish people and the da-da-da-da-da-da. And I talk about a lot of that kind of stuff too, but I don't choose the side, you know what I mean? And I feel like that's when you know that the person that you are listening to their information, that's when they lost. If y'all ever see me saying, oh, Republican, I'm a Republican, like Nicki Minaj, or Democrat, I'm a Democrat, that's when you know that they got lost in the sauce. Any spiritual person should be sovereign. You should not take no side when it comes to none of that stuff, because guess what? It don't matter. If you having a debate about something that don't matter, you're wasting your breath, you wasting your energy, you wasting your time. We shouldn't have debates about race. We shouldn't have debates about male and female gender. We shouldn't have debates about nothing that don't matter. And that's my sovereign opinion. So the false also got power to create some shit. This is a hard take, the Batman Gemini, but hard take is that we were, in a sense, created by a false god. That's my sovereign opinion, though. You don't have to believe it. I don't want you to just believe me. Was it really a tree in which Tyrone and Taisha ate from? I love how you worded that, but I feel like it could have been a tree. It don't really matter for real. Like, it could have been a tree or a bush or whoever. It could have been literal. It could have not even been a literal thing, but like a spiritual thing where Sophia could have came down and gave them a fucking knowledge, and she think of knowledge as a fucking apple, and now that's why apples, you give your fucking teacher a fucking apple because they got to do with knowledge. Who knows? Okay, who knows what the real literal story of it was? That's why I think that when it comes to the Bible, I don't look at the Bible as a literal thing. I look at it as symbols or symbolic. Okay, that's what I personally think. It don't matter if it was a tree or not. You know what I mean? I just think that the knowledge or the gnosis of it all was that we got the knowledge, and we was finally knowing the fact that we have a divine spark within us. That's what I think. Yeah, it's all over social media, but we still have to live in here and now. So in some ways, things go on here does matter. I think it matters. We live in a real world, so money matters. Race relations matter. Pop Daniel, so that's what I'm saying, right? And this is a crazy take, and y'all don't have to agree with it, right? But in my opinion, I feel like they want us to think that that stuff matter. They want us to think that fake paper money that they made up, a piece of paper that they can dangle over us, that's just made up. When the ooish people, because that's the bank, that is the people who are in charge of money, banking, all of that kind of stuff. That's the ooish group of people. Okay, so I feel like that and then, let me tell y'all a story real quick. Let me go through the comments and then let me tell y'all a story. Please don't let me forget to tell y'all this story that I believe about Egypt and the ooish people, and how the ooish people got to be in the banking, financial hierarchy position that they're in, because that story fucking matters. Okay, let me just get through the comments, because y'all be cussing me out. I swear I know what you talking about. You just use different names for the story. You keep saying they, them, who. I think when she say them, she is talking about the archons. Yes, yeah, this is not the America. This is not the America anymore. If you're benefiting and not hurting others, that's all that matters. Yeah, fuck all that shit about some bloodstains and shit. Sounded like some type of cult. Yeah, it sounds like a cult. You're right, but it's in the Bible that people stand by real bad. Wish we could talk about the jab, but that's off limits. Haha. No, we can talk about it. It's not off limits. I thought you was going to bring subs up. I wasn't there on Monday. No. You're right. I was supposed to do it on Monday. What's today? Wednesday. It's a social construct. Okay, so listen, let me tell y'all a story real quick. This is my sovereign opinion of a story, okay? And if y'all want to hear, like, somebody who's basically, like, agreeing with this story, or, like, telling the same story from their own opinion, y'all need to go type in flying rainbow lasagna. Okay, she considers herself like a walk-in. She like this white lady or whatever. Anyways, we're not gonna get into her story. Y'all can go look her up if y'all want to. So boom, imagine, just hear this story out. You don't have to believe it or not believe it. It don't matter. So boom, imagine this. Ancient Egypt. Okay, y'all think back, put y'all brains on ancient Egypt and the whole, what ancient Egypt looked like. Close your eyes and imagine this. Y'all see ancient Egypt, right? But in ancient Egypt at this time, okay, they have these pyramids that I already told y'all that they inherited, okay? They did not create these pyramids. They did not do some magic shit to be able to make these pyramids. Okay, this is my sovereign opinion. Boom. So they inherited these pyramids that they do utilize. Okay, and outside of that fact, there is a energy sensor that comes from these pyramids, which allows them to easily be able to be in contact with true source. Okay, I'm not talking about no demiurge. I'm not talking about no false god. I'm not talking about no god of this realm who think he the only god when he know he not. None of that. I'm talking about true source. So that in this pyramid, it has this energy source. It no longer have that now. Okay, we can't go back to those times. None of that. But at the time that I'm talking about, this pyramid have this energy source inside of it. Just imagine that what I'm saying is, just follow the story, okay? So these Egyptians are living in Egypt and they have this pyramid, they have this energy source that allows them to be able to literally commune with God this easily. Like this easily. They don't have to do no super meditation. They don't have to get on their knees, especially get on their knees and put their hands together and pray to something outside of themselves. They definitely won't doing that, okay? Definitely won't. If they was doing anything, they was doing some kind of meditation, but it was easy peasy. Okay, we got to do way more harder work these days. But back then, they had this energy source inside of the pyramid that allowed them to be able to commune with real source. But only some of them was tapped in enough to be able to tap in, if that makes sense. Okay, so when it comes to the hierarchy of things, when it comes to, and this is my sovereign opinion, but a lot of information that I did a lot of research on, okay, when it comes to the hierarchy of things, we got the hierarchy when it comes to the pharaohs and the the important people of this land, okay? So if you have the important people of this land, the most important people of Egypt, the most important people who mattered in Egypt was the most tapped in people, okay? The people who had this spiritual gift to be able to commune with God that easily, to like this. But there were a large group of people who was not tapped in, okay? And in Egypt, if you wasn't tapped in, you was basically nobody. In Egypt, if you wasn't tapped in, you won't shit, basically. You was a fucking poor ass bitch on a hobo on the street, okay? So in Egypt, if you couldn't tap into true source, if you couldn't have divine fucking messages be portrayed to you in your brain, you was a nobody, you was poor, you ain't have shit, and you lived on the outskirts and the outside of Egypt. You weren't even welcomed, okay? So imagine this group of people who we are going to consider the Ooish group of people, okay? This is my sovereign opinion. A lot of research I have done. You can disagree with me if you want. But those people who was on the outside, who did not have no type of tapped in nothing, they weren't tapped in at all. They was lost in the sauce. They did not have a spiritual connection whatsoever. They made them the Egyptians kind of made them like outcasts, slaves, nobody gave a fuck about this group of people, okay? So you can kind of feel bad for them, maybe for a little tiny little smidget of a second, but then when I keep going, don't feel bad for them no more, okay? So you have this group of people who are these outcasts, who I would consider as the Ooish people, okay? The Ooish group of people. Then this false god, who I keep telling y'all about, this demiurge, okay? Yaldabaoth. That's another name you can call him, okay? False God, the God of your Bible, okay? Period. That's my sovereign opinion, okay? So the God of your Bible, he looking at this group of people, and he like, you know what? Like, he, not even just this group of people, he looking at the Egyptians, and he like, damn, like, well, now I know that there is a source higher than me, okay? But this group of people over here, they could use me. I could work with them. I could do some work with them. I could make them follow me, worship me, do everything that I want them to do. So he goes and he taps in with these fucking people, okay? He taps in with these fucking people and he get in their head, okay? Because they can't tap in with the true source, so they don't got nothing tapping in with them, okay? So he like, guess what? I am your God, okay? They trying to make y'all think that y'all are useless and worthless and poor and pieces of shits. But really, y'all are my chosen ones, okay? That's where they get that from, okay? Don't get lost. Don't get lost in the sauce, okay? So that's where they get that whole chosen thing from, right? Because they are the chosen ones in that false god's eyes, okay? Because he didn't have nobody else. He didn't have nobody else that was gonna follow his ass anyway. So he basically picked the fucking runt of the litter, or like whatever he could find to follow and worship him, because that's what he wanted in the first place. So he like, look, y'all, you motherfuckers who can't tap into that motherfucker, I'm the real big dog, okay? And if y'all follow me, I'll rain some motherfucking bread down. Y'all follow me, all y'all gotta do is make a fucking temple and sacrifice some shit inside that motherfucking temple, and I'll give y'all some motherfucking whatever y'all need on y'all motherfucking journey, okay? I'll give y'all everything y'all need, okay? So boom, that's what happens. That group of people who was not tapped in with the true source, so the only thing that they could hear was the false god, okay? The Ooish, in my opinion, the Ooish people. They like, damn, let's build this fucking temple, bruh. You trying to build this temple? So they built the temple. They start sacrificing fucking animals and shit. Blood, fucking thirst, lust, and shit like that. What kind of real God or real source is going to require some blood, thirst, and blood lust where he needs you to kill some fucking animals and shit, okay? Real source don't need no motherfucking you to kill nothing. Okay, real source don't need none of that shit. So boom, now this group of people, they build their fucking temple, they fucking killing animals in sacrifice to this god and shit like that. Then this same god is like, yeah, I need you to cut a little tiny little piece of skin off your meat and sacrifice it to me. You and all the kids, any other kids y'all ever have, I need y'all to sacrifice that shit and bring it on over and sacrifice it to me, and I'm gonna give y'all what y'all need and what y'all deserve. So boom, my manager just texted me, y'all. We gonna get through this story though, I promise you. So boom, they like, oh, so that fake god, he's like, yeah, sacrifice that little skin to me, ho, and yeah, sacrifice them animals to me, ho, and we gonna make that shit, we gonna make some shit shake. I'm gonna give y'all everything y'all need and everything y'all want. So boom, they do everything that this motherfucking false god is telling them to do, right? And then this false god gives them the whole play-by-play of the fucking banking financial system and gives them money and tells them, this is what you motherfuckers gonna do. Pretend I'm the false god right now. This is what he said. Something like what he said. He like, yeah, you motherfucking ooish, you motherfuckers. Them motherfuckers don't want to listen to me, but y'all listen to me. I told y'all to sacrifice some shit, and guess what y'all did? Y'all sacrificed some motherfucking animals. I told y'all to cut that little skin off on y'all meat, and guess what y'all did? Y'all motherfucking listen to me. I can trust y'all. Y'all are my chosen fucking people, okay? And what I'm gonna do for y'all is not only am I gonna rain down some fucking food for y'all to eat, since y'all been traveling night and day and night, but I'm also gonna give y'all a whole play-by-play of the whole banking financial system that I want y'all to be the ones to implement into society, so that y'all will be in control of everybody, even them Egyptian motherfuckers who tapped in for real. Okay? That's what really fucking happened. How they hear a false God and not a real? The false had to be real to exist. Maybe man and God miscommunicating. No, Otis. So in the beginning, what I explained was there was the false god who was created by Sophia accidentally. Sophia should have had the permission of the monad, which is true source, before she decided to get herself fucking pregnant with some shit. Okay, she didn't know no better. We love Sophia still. She tried to make her wrongs right. Okay, so we still fuck with Sophia, right? But she did create this being called Yaldabaoth, false god, demiurge, whatever you want to call him. This demiurge, at first he did not know that he was not the true source of it all. Okay, at first he was lost in the sauce. He thought he was the big dog. He started trying to create some shit, and he started creating Adam and Eve, or Taisha, Tyrone. We're not gonna get into that again. But yeah, he started creating some shit. And then there became this, y'all know about Atlantis. Atlantis is when there was a community of people. These people did not die. Okay? When death came into existence, it all had to do with this whole story that I keep telling y'all about. Did the Pope let you in the basement to read these books? Pops Daniels, no, he didn't. But you know what is in the basement of the fucking Roman Catholic Church? The Ark of the Covenant, okay? And I don't think y'all want me to go there, but like the live while y'all up here, because if not, I don't know why you being so mean and why you being so rude. But if y'all really want to talk about the Ark of the Covenant, if y'all know what that is, let's get into it. It's deep, okay? I only got a few minutes up here. My manager be on my ass, okay? But the Ark of the Covenant, maybe that's something. Matter of fact, let me write that on my notes in case that's what y'all want to talk about on the next live. We can talk about the Ark of the Covenant because it's deeper than what they try to make y'all think it is. What? Are you serious? Wait, you might be erased just for holding that information. I hope they don't erase me, but you know what? Lord knows that I tried. Cynthia Erivo, y'all go look up her song called I think it's called Stand Up. Yeah, Lord knows I tried. What? Are you serious? What am I serious about? Pop Daniels, yes, I'm serious. A nuclear reactor. Oh, okay. Michael Diaz, okay, the Ark of the Covenant. In my sovereign opinion, the Ark of the Covenant is actually an entity. And the Ark of the Covenant, in my sovereign opinion, from my own research and my spirit, the Ark of the Covenant is an entity that accidentally, she was supposed to come here to make shit right, okay? And I have heard her name be considered Shekinah, okay? So if y'all want to go by that, Shekinah, then y'all can, okay? But I have heard, in my sovereign opinion and my research that I have done, this Ark of the Covenant is an entity that could be considered the name Shekinah, okay? And Shekinah came here to basically make up for all of the, she was here to save, not save us in the sense of like, oh, Jesus saving us from our sins or none of that kind of stuff, because I don't consent to that kind of stuff, but she was here to do some justice for us human beings who, you know, yeah. And my manager is telling me to stop, but let me just say this last little thing. She's telling me to save it. Let me say this last little thing. The Ark of the Covenant, when she came here, who she will be considered Shekinah, like I said, Shekinah or whatever, she came here and she didn't do the job that she was supposed to do. She was accidentally manipulated. And in this realm, in the cosmic law, or universal law, manipulation is actually legal. Okay, so if I was to manipulate you, if I was an archon and I was to manipulate you into continuously reincarnating, that is legal in cosmic law for me to do. I can manipulate you as much as I want, okay? So it's kind of the same thing. She was manipulated, and when she got here, she wasn't able to complete the mission that she came here to be able to complete. And so instead of her being able to come here and give us some type of justice, instead she did the opposite, and she became the force that allowed that ooish group of people, not just ooish, but mainly that ooish group of people, to use and abuse her to be able to make whatever it was that they wanted as their agenda possible and probable. You feel me? Okay, next live, we want to hear it. Yes, I hope y'all hear Pop Daniels. Shout out to y'all. I love y'all real bad. Heard this shit could be dangerous, very dangerous. I hope you have a good night. Beautiful divine soul. I really appreciate y'all. Shout out to you, Michael Diaz. Y'all don't even know how much I appreciate y'all, but I really do appreciate y'all. Yeah, shout out to you too, Godspeed. I love y'all real bad. Y'all that, and thank y'all for being here with me. I'm gonna see y'all tomorrow. We could probably do it around the same time. Love y'all real bad. Good night. Hey. Okay, we out. The moon. Wait, I gotta hear this. The moon is her. The earth is Lucifer. The window, sun. The sun is the father. 2 fingers up. I gotta screenshot that because for some reason that just seems so deep. Otis? That's so deep, Otis. Okay, we out. Hey, like the live before y'all leave, because why not? Why you want to be mean to me? Why me? And let's take a shot. My manager, she be on my ass, but y'all, I'm a grown woman. Like the live while y'all up here. Let's take a shot real quick, y'all. Don't do me like that. Okay, I do a lot of research to have these conversations. Show me a little love. Cheers. Cheers me. Okay, we out, y'all. Thank y'all for being here. I appreciate y'all real bad. Shout out to you, Michael Diaz. You so tapped in. I hope I see you tomorrow. Good night, y'all.